What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another REFSIX weekly vlog, where this week we're at Guernsey. So we're going to unpack everything that goes on in that game, from getting the flight over to the game, how we deal with the fatigue, and all the key match incidents. As you would have seen in the thumbnail, we've got a very special guest today, and that is Mr. David Gearson, also known as refsneedlovetoo. So we're going to unpack my game, all the key match incidents, as well as a few good conversations in there. So stay to the end, and hopefully you can pick up some tips and tricks. Early night, and then I'll see you first thing in the morning for a flight to Guernsey. I feel more prepared than ever due to the pre-match homework that I've done, with Guernsey formation and Hanwell formation the last couple of games, just what I've worked out. I know we don't get a lot of information, but it's definitely made me feel more prepared going into the game than ever. So we'll see if, it translates onto the pitch tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Come with me, let's try. Hello everyone. So the game is done. We're just waiting for our pickup now. But I thought I'd do it in the stand because it's nice. I think we've had a good day out today. I've got to give a shout out to Jude and George, who are like the referee mascots. They've been unbelievable today. And I'm not going to lie, I turned up quite tired, and they've given me a lease of life in terms of like getting up for the game. Their passion for football and refereeing has been really cool. So big shout out to them today. They really got me through what has been a physical game and, mentally tough. So, yeah, I think their, energy and passion has really got me through. In terms of the game itself, we had one red, which was for a second yellow. Everyone accepted it. I think we refereed it well. And, yeah, I look forward to the analysis. There are a couple of things I want to look at. The red card, my positioning for the red card and my attitude. There was a big headed injury that led to a thing as well. Was I a little bit too casual into it? These are the questions coming off now, but overall I think we've had a really good performance. Both teams seem happy with our performance. So yeah, a long day, and now we're going back to the airport now. But yeah, so far it's been a good day. So yeah, like I said, one more time, I want to thank Jude and George for their support today, because it has been unbelievable. Welcome to the analysis section of this part of the vlog. So we're going to go through all the key match incidents now. And yeah, we've got a special guest with us today, which is David Gearson. So let's get straight into the analysis section. So David, welcome to the REFSIX analysis section of our vlog. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I feel like I'm about to be assessed.
I feel like it's going to be the other way around, actually. I won't lie. Obviously, one of your roles is a referee yourself, a referee coach, and a mentor as well. So I'm interested to see some of the key points in this Guernsey game. But yeah, let's dive straight in. Obviously, what I would love to get your thoughts on are my statistics. I like to obviously show.
There's nothing that I love more than looking at my REFSIX stats after a game, especially one when I've known like I've run a lot and I have some good sprints in there. It is always a joy.
Yeah, I enjoy looking at it as well. And obviously, I train 6 days a week. So it's a little bit of validation for me to come off a game and be like, here we go.
It's so funny. Okay, can I just say, as someone
Yeah.
who uses RefSix, like when you look at this heat map, okay, obviously you see the cards as well, and then just the data in terms of the distance and the minutes, there's so much that can be gathered just from looking at this, seeing the score, seeing what you've got there. And man, like I already know a couple things just looking at data. If you don't mind me saying, like, so just in
Yeah,
your heat
please.
map, I'm like, wow, looks like you gave out a penalty kick in this one.
Yeah.
Look, 114 minutes, man, you had some crazy stoppage time in there. Did you have an injury in the 30th minute that held up the game? There's so many things that I can look at and like just make determinations about what might have happened just through your stats. It's so cool.
You are spot on here. In the 30th minute, we had a big head injury that lasted just over
Yeah.
5 minutes. What's interesting for me is I've mentioned it in a couple of vlogs as well, is the way that my first half and second half splits. I
Oh
run a
yeah.
lot in the first half, a lot of nervous energy, and I feel like I work harder in the first half, and it sets me up for the second half. The players know that I'm
Mm.
going to be on top of play. They know that I'm going to be fit enough to be around there. So that's the way I set up. But obviously 12 and a half K is quite a considerable distance.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I, seeing that sprint. Oh my gosh. Like I don't understand. Like I've never ever had that many sprints in a match. To see that many in red is like, oh, to be young and to be fit. What a wonderful thing. I'm about to be 50. Like and I was never a particularly fast person. Seeing that many red sprints, dude.
So obviously for us, these are 28, 29-year-old footballers that are
Yeah. Oh,
training
I
at
know.
semi-pro level. So
Yes.
the game dictates that. If we looked at a Sunday league game, it would probably be
Mm.
slightly less. The game
Of
doesn't
course.
dictate me to
Right.
sprint as fast. But yeah, it is really interesting to look at my stats. It's definitely one of the things I compare a lot with my mates. We're all obviously REF6 users.
I hear that. I just think it's interesting looking at literally in the first minute of the match that your heart rate was almost 160. So it's wow, like you're in your dynamic warm up, like you are ready to go. And as you said, you're working hard in those first 5 minutes or so to establish yourself on the pitch to make sure that everyone knows that you're out there, that you're going to be in position, that you're going to work hard, that you're going to be present, that you're going to make calls. And I do think that's so important for referees is trying to talk to them through making sure that they show up in those first 5 or 10 minutes. If you can do that and really, and it's not, again, the referee wants to make the game all about them. It's, no, that's not what it is. The referee wants to let everyone know that there's a referee today.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the referee can go missing and then things spiral and everyone gets upset. It's no, you guys focus on playing football, play it fair, play it safe, all good. I'm going to help facilitate that. And I think that really goes a long way to having a really good game on the pitch. If you don't make that extra effort in those first 5 or 10 minutes, things can go sideways really quickly.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And as a referee, mentor yourself, is that what you're telling other referees on the day as well, to work hard in the first 10 and let the game come to you?
I think we talk about, again, proximity and angle, proximity, credibility, clear view of play. And I
Yeah.
just think that's a thing. So I may say to someone who's not really working very hard, is I may ask them, do you believe that the teams on the field felt that you were working hard in that half? Do you think that you had, if there was a certain key match incident, talk to me about where you were on that play? Where'd the play happen? Where were you at that moment in time? Do you think you had proximity and credibility to be able to make that call? I'm really trying to help them open their eyes and start to look inside and become more self-aware of themselves on the pitch. Do they understand how their presence can have an impact on the game and their ability to manage the game?
Yeah, that's a really nice way of looking at it. A little bit less performance based as well, which I can quite like. Okay, so what I would like to discuss with you, David, and to
Mhm.
get your opinions are on, this is the first goal that happens. It comes from a quick break, if we enlarge it here. I think positionally wise, getting
Yeah.
to the, so it's actually the other end of the pitch. So we're about to watch one of the big sprints. Positionally wise, I think I work really hard to get into the right position, but I appear to get into the way of the sort of second phase of play. So if we run through it, watch the goal, and I'd like to get your thoughts on what I could do better. I think there's a little bit I can do, but I feel quite stuck in here. So if we watch it through, just a bit of brief commentary, the ball gets pinged around. You can see I'm ready
Yeah.
to go,
Yeah. You're
which is
moving.
good. Good work rate to make sure I've got the ball between me and my assistant, and then
Yeah.
slow down to let Bill play it up. I try and scan here. So I've got in the way of a player there, and then the ball happens.
Yeah, I could just. There's two things that I'm aware of. I mean, first off, can we go back a little bit further to the play switching up the field? If you don't mind,
Yep.
a
Yeah,
little
of
bit.
course. So
Okay,
here
so
from
I
here.
just want to say one of the things that I love as a referee is when I'm out sprinting someone up the pitch, and you're going to notice that there's actually a dude that you're going to blow by as you start running up the pitch here. Can you go ahead and play it?
Yeah.
Okay. So watch that dude in the blue. Yeah, you got him. You got him by easily. You took your foot off the gas there towards the end of that sprint, but you got him easily. The one thing I would just tell all referees is that if you're in the center circle or you're just outside of the arc, the penalty arc, play is always switching through there. People are running
Yeah.
through there, the ball is moving through there. You need to know that is an area that either the ball's going to hit you or players are going to run into you. So you really want to spend as little time as possible in this space. I'm curious, and I'm just going to ask you here. You're facing the sideline, the AR2 side of the field. And I would just ask, it's like this moment in time, and yes, I know the play is switching to that side of the pitch, but your body position doesn't open you up to potentially see the AR1. You're closed off, and I think that's why someone's going to run into you because you can't see them coming.
I think that's a really good point, actually. And part of the reason is as we go up the levels, we're trying to learn to dictate play and see what's happening in terms of the next phase. So for
Yeah,
me, this is going to a left centre or right centre back. My body is coming out to
yeah,
prepare for what would probably be a long ball over the top
right,
or
yeah,
a clearance out. So therefore,
yeah,
I'm naturally coming back onto what will be my neutral path.
right,
In this clip here, you can see my head is turned over my left-hand shoulder.
yeah,
So I'm trying to scan to see if there's a player around me, but because I only scan one way,
right,
he comes off on my right hand side, which
yeah,
obviously where if we follow it on, we run into the way.
yeah,
And that's where, and now there's the problem, obviously, because I'm now not looking at play.
right, yeah,
So the
yeah,
pressure is
totally.
on. So you are
Yeah,
right. That whole back to the wall thing is a little bit difficult, but I'm trying to anticipate the next phase of play.
I totally can appreciate exactly what you're saying. I think and this is just personally me, like I think in this scenario, I'm probably trying to open up a little bit more. And when I say open up, I really want to be able to see, make sure that I can glance to see my AR1 if they've got some information for me,
Yeah.
and to be able to see my AR2 certainly, and just keeping myself a little bit more open to play and just that awareness, man. And you got to know that someone's coming through. That is a danger zone, just like being in the middle of the center circle. We always say, even though you can ref from the center circle, doesn't mean you should,
Yeah. No,
because
I agree.
there's all sorts of stuff that goes through there. It's a high traffic area. So, do you mind just going ahead and playing it forward here one
Yep.
time? Yeah, so it's very interesting. So it's not only did the guy run into the back of you, but there was another guy who came really close in front of you as well, like into that moment. It's just such a busy, congested area of the pitch to be hanging out for too long, right there on the top of the arc.
I think, in my opinion, and I'd like to get yours as well, here is almost the perfect position to stay where I am now. Learn to not be so excitable and go in with the play. Maybe
Well,
take
I
a
mean,
slight left here.
okay, let's give yourself a little bit of grace here, okay? We've got a blue defender who's closing down on the green attacker. Yes, yes, we know that this guy's about to cross the ball because you've seen this play, but he could have very easily faked that cross and pushed the ball with the outside of his foot and tried to go, closer to the goal line and dribble the ball in, and maybe there's a tackle and you've got a yellow card for stopping a promising attack. So I just want to say you're in a great position. You've got decent proximity. You've got a view of the play. At this point, if something happens right here, you've got credibility. You can be in there relatively quick. If you went too far left in anticipation and then had to run back because now we still have a challenge that might come in, then you'd be too far away. It would be hard to make that call. What's going on? It would take you too long to get over there. Maybe something's going to flare up. So give yourself a little bit of grace here. Your position
Yeah.
makes sense given what's happening right now.
Yeah, no, it's just this bit here. So from
Right.
here, why do I need to keep following the ball when it looks like the blue team are going to be quite comfortable in possession? At that point, maybe start retreating rather than because I
Yeah.
think there we go.
I'd
I'm
start.
still
I'd
going
be like,
forward.
I know. I'd be like, wider, get
Yeah,
wider.
this is where I should probably be where this blue
Yeah,
player is now at that point.
yeah,
Tracking back, letting play happen. Yeah.
a little bit.
But yeah, perfect. So this is the equalising goal. It comes from a free kick. Now, I'm not going to put my comments on this first. I
Yeah,
want to see what your comments are, would
yeah,
like, whether you think it's a foul, if it is a foul, what the sanction is, and
yeah.
then I'll tell you what I did.
So we're in the ninth. What minute of the match are we in?
91.
Okay, so can we just talk about that for a second here? So in a one-goal game, in the 90th minute, tensions are higher.
Yeah.
People feel even more aggrieved when they feel that they've been fouled. And our cards are match control devices. They're more than just to record discipline. It is part of keeping match control to be like, hey, I saw it, I've got it, and yes, I do believe it was reckless or stopping from whatever it might be, but they can be even more important. And I think in some games, I had a match like this a few weeks ago. I don't think I had a. It was only an 80-minute match for dealing with 15-year-old kids, but I think I threw my first card in the 60th minute and I finished the game with 6 or 7 cards. No, but it started like it just that people were tired. It was a close
Yeah.
game. Challenges were coming in harder and faster, and they built up over time. So yeah, it's a thing. So you're in the 90th minute of a one-goal game. Every foul at this point in time, every free kick is the potential tying or big goal to decide the match. So I think it's important as a referee just to be aware of where you are and when it is in the match.
Yeah, perfect. I do agree. And you can tell it's the 90th minute because I'm not quite positionally where I probably should be. There's an element of fatigue. At this point, if it's the 90th minute, I've already run 12K in the match.
Yeah,
It's for context in this game, I've had to get up at 6 in the morning to fly to the game. So mentally, physically,
yeah.
I'm exhausted. So yeah, let's watch it through.
Yeah.
So that's the free kick. There's a couple of questions that were asked here. What would you go with first? We can watch it.
Yeah, please, let's do this one more time. Slow mo.
It's the challenge.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard to see. Okay, can I just talk through scenarios? Because
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't have a. That's so funny. So all the people sitting in the stands, like who are sitting where we are in this video view, probably depending on which team they're rooting for, are deciding which direction they think the foul is going. That's the first thing I would say. If it was the green defender kicks the ball first, right? And we talk about this. Okay, if you hit the person first and then the ball, it's automatically a foul. If you hit the ball first and then there's contact with the person, it depends, right? Are they kicking straight ahead and kick through the ball and then someone kicks into their foot? Or are they kicking the ball, but they're also kicking someone's ankle and shin? Okay, that could certainly be a foul. So I can't see the contact here. What I'm assuming happened just from the reaction of everyone here is that blue player gets to that ball first. Green player may get some ball, but seems to kick the blue player in the foot or the ankle, tripping them. Therefore, the foul. And if it's with enough force, and it looks like there might have been a good amount of force here in a very promising position, I think definitely a yellow card or a reckless challenge would be justified. That would be my perspective, just looking at how things have happened here.
That is what I gave on the day.
Yeah.
Interestingly, from a player's perspective, this was a red card for the Blues and a no foul from the Greens.
Wait. What the? Sorry. Excuse me. How is this a red card on the blue player?
No, so
Exactly.
the blue team wanted a red card, sent off serious
Why?
foul play, and then the team in green wanted no foul, no contact. He's dived. So
Okay.
we've got two
Yeah,
very
it's
separate
oh
phases
totally
here.
right. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's wild. Okay, I guess you just go through the considerations, right? So let's say you've called a foul against the green team. How much so let's say first things first, how much force are we talking about? Is someone lunging? Is it sliding? Are they just standing up and making a simple kick? So on the force measure, is it low, medium, or high?
It's low, isn't it?
Yeah, so we certainly don't have serious foul play. And so the next question is, what's the mode of contact? What part of their body are they using to make contact, and where on the opponent's body did they make contact? So is it just the side of the boot making contact with someone else, or is it studs exposed when studs up into someone else? So what was the contact?
They're both, in my opinion, both got their feet up.
Yeah,
So you can't really say that one's going up, one's going down. It's a foot challenge. Both of them have every right to go for the ball there.
right.
It's just a little bit late. One got there
Yeah,
first, the other got there a little bit late.
right.
It's at
Yeah,
speed. It's a yellow card. It's reckless.
totally.
I
Yeah,
think that's the easiest reckless decision
yeah.
I'll ever give.
And so I think it's so interesting. Again, people react emotionally. Players and coaches and spectators react emotionally to what they think has happened in front of them, and they're going to see it through very biased glasses. You as the referee, again, this is what we encourage and I talk about in my channel all the time, are considerations. Okay, what are the considerations? If you can memorize the basic FIFA considerations, then you could have an intelligent conversation with someone and say, hey, force was medium to low here, but it's not a lunging tackle. They're not leaving their feet sliding into the challenge. For the contact point, both of them are going through the ball. It's foot to foot. We don't have studs going into someone's chin or anything of that nature. Okay, all those considerations, I'm going to go for a yellow card, reckless challenge, not serious foul. And if you can
No,
have a conversation like that and really like very quickly, you don't have to talk like 10 minutes to someone, but if you really quickly can go force, contact point, nature of the challenge from the front or the back or something like that, then everyone understands why you came up with the decision you did. And also, if you do have to give out a red card for serious foul play at a different point in the match, be like, hey, the difference between that challenge and this one was high degree of force, lunging tackle, studs up, contact point high into the back of the calf from behind. All those things tell me serious foul play and a red card. And I think it makes a big difference. So for me, just looking at this, and again, crazy far away, but that's what looked like happened. Yellow card, reckless challenge makes all the sense in the world to me.
I think that's really good. I think that's really good advice as well. Communication with players is so key.
Yeah,
Um, and I think you've hit the nail on the head in terms of making sure that we can explain to both players, managers, and fans our decision and why we've done it.
mhm. Yeah,
But overall, thoughts and feelings, I think that was quite a positive performance. I am obviously very self-critical, but obviously the higher you go, the more self-critical you've got to
yes.
be. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me, David.
Oh, sure. No, my pleasure.
I
Oh, this
really
is
appreciate you
fascinating.
coming on.
Oh man, absolutely, my friend. I would love to do this anytime. And for me, it's just like fascinating conversation to be thinking about, and some of those finer, more technical details of positioning and dynamic movement. And these are critical match decisions. But Jonathan, I think you nailed the ones that I saw. And obviously, positioning is one of those things that every game is different. There is no, oh, you only can stand in this spot type of thing. It really depends on what's happening. And as you said, you try and anticipate the next phase of play. Those are really advanced skills that develop over time and they change every single match. All we can do is just try and learn and just get a little bit better every day.
Absolutely. But yeah, I really appreciate you being
Yeah,
on the podcast, on the vlog, and hopefully we can run it back. But if you want to do a quick plug of your channel as well, I know you're
sure.
very big on TikTok, and I'll let you sell it away for yourself.
Absolutely. So Refs Need Love Too is TikTok, Instagram, now YouTube. I've actually been starting to go through my old videos and start to categorize them by red card incidents, yellow card incidents, rare plays, indirect free kicks, direct free kick offenses, trying to build a bit of a library of plays. I also have a website with a blog and I've got a podcast as well. And you can find all of that at refsneedlovetoo.com.
Perfect. And I will leave the links in the description. But David,
Please.
thank you very much for today. And I'm sure
My
we'll see you
pleasure.
soon.
My pleasure. Looking forward to chatting soon.
So that's all we've got time for today in this vlog. Really interesting conversations had, some really fine points to pick up as well. I think it's good to be overcritical, as we've seen there. It makes us learn and grow, and some really interesting points from David. So that's all we've got time for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys at the next REF6 weekly vlog.